Hello guys and welcome back to Wonderkid Watch. Today we have got Phil Foden, the 20-year-old Man City midfielder. He's absolutely performing fantastically in the Premier League at the moment. Definitely a player that we can have high hopes on. He is described as a wonder kid by the media in Football Manager, and a fantastic player he is. Look at those fantastic stats for a 20-year-old, 38 million value at Manchester City. He's already played 41 games for the club, scoring 6 goals. So certainly a player to keep an eye on. Let's jump straight into 5 years into the future, see where he's at, what he's done, and how he's developed with them, already having won a bunch of trophies with Manchester City. Alright, so it's 5 years on, 25 years old now, made a bunch of appearances for England. He's really started to develop some fantastic physical stats along with mental as well. Some great attacking technicals there. First touch, dribbling, passing technique, all very good, and his vision is blinking brilliant, let's just say that. There's certainly staying at Man City is a likelihood for the player. Stuck at them for a long time now, has performed very well, really played a lot of games for the club, has started to drop off a little bit, so I don't know if that's maybe a sign of kind of where he's going to go from here. He has got quite a few competition wins though, so it does look like here, so we obviously he made his first cap at 21 against Bulgaria, and they won the Carabao Cup in that year as well. In 2021, he scored his first goal for England and won the Premier League with Man City, and England were European International League winners. Man City then went on an absolute tear. They won the Carabao Cup, the European Champions League, the Club World Championships, and European Super Cup. So they were absolutely on fire in 22. 23, they dropped off massively, only winning the FA Cup there. But then again, jumped straight onto the train again with 2024, winning the Premier League, the Champions League, the Community Shield, and the European Super Cup. England also won the Euros, so that was quite interesting for Phil Foden, getting a good win in there as well for him with that. And then obviously as well, they've won the FA Cup in 2025. So he's performing very well at a fantastic club there, an elite attacking midfielder, 25, so he is in his prime now. We will look to see where he's at in next year, in 2030, to see how he's got on, if there is any movement going on there. Valued at 77 million, so he's quite high valued at the moment, but he may drop off at some point, and we'll be able to see where he's at. Alright, so Phil Foden is still at Man City. It's a little bit surprising, but then again, it's not overly. He's in a top club. He's been there for a long time now, so there's no real surprise that he hasn't moved as well. His technicals have been fantastic still. Physicals maybe dropped slightly, but his mentals again have been phenomenal there. He's a fantastic midfielder, can play deeper as well as that slightly more attacking role, and either side on the wings. He's made 113 caps, so broke that century and scoring 22 goals. I expect he's playing slightly deeper for England, so wouldn't have scored as many. Valued at 79 million, £275,000 a week. Let's take a look at how he's performed. So again, it looks incredible. He's got his average ratings absolutely fantastic. He's starting to hit a bit higher with the goals as well now, so maybe they're playing him slightly further forward, and his assists obviously attributing as well very well to kind of performances. Let's take a look at milestones as well then. So we saw him win the FA Cup in 2025, 2026. They went on a complete tear again. It's European Super Cup, English Community Shield, European Champions, so Champions League, the Premier League as well as Carabao Cup. So they did I'm not sure what 5 is, but it's a lot. Then they won, England won the European International League, so he's won another competition, even with Man City not doing too well in that year. But then, again, did very well in 2028. Carabao Cup winners, English Premier Champions, English FA Cup, Champions League winners, and as well as that, the Euros for England. Hasn't won anything for a couple of years now, so maybe looking to leave and move on. I don't know if that's in his mindset at this point, but he's looking very well rounded. Defensively, okay, not fantastic, but he can certainly play very comfortably in the midfield. area, no problem at all. So we'll jump again another 5 years, see where he's at, and go from there. Okay, so there has been a change up for Phil. He's moved out to Italy, now playing for Inter Milan at the age of 35. So he's maybe moving to a slower league slightly with the speed. So his physicals aren't shown as much, but he's still got fantastic mentals and technical attributes. So it's probably quite a clever idea, really. He has started to play slightly deeper again, it looks. Possibly play it because of the kind of physical aspect of things. Still being paid nearly £200,000 a week. 163 appearances for England, 41 goals. So that's still increased over those times. So let's take a look. So he moved on a free. So it was a case that he's maybe come to a point in his career at Man City where he's like, I need a bit of a change, going to move on and find another club. He's not performed fantastically for Inter at this point. But again, he's done so phenomenally well. It's probably a bit more of a nice little retirement time in Italy for him. So let's take a quick look. So they did end up winning. So it took another 4 years before they won anything again, which is interesting. There was a 6-year barren spell for Phil Foden and Man City. Carabao Cup winners, Premier League winners and FA Cup winners. So a bit of a rebuild period looks there. But then at that stage, he was released by Man City, going off to Inter Milan. And then at that point, he also did win the Serie A and Italian Cup with Inter. So it wasn't, he's still winning trophies. He's moved on, has found a club that will win in trophies, which is good stuff to see. Fantastic news, really. He broke the Man City record for fastest goal scored after 10 seconds against Southampton. That's an interesting little landmark for him. But yeah, I think ultimately at this point, again, another fantastic player. His stats look to have declined quite drastically at this point. So maybe playing him deeper is quite a good idea. He's still got the kind of passing and technique and vision that you can kind of play him in a deeper role. So certainly a good player to have at that stage. But once again, we'll jump again another few years, see if what's happened. If he's retired, where he's retired to, if he's decided to carry on his career, or if it's just a non-footballing role for him. All right, so he's decided to become an assistant manager. Not amazing stats for an assistant manager, I have to say. Not fantastic, but he's got some good determination and adaptability in there. So you may be able to flip him round to something else, but it's not. Doesn't look great there, certainly. He does look like he moved on to FC Lorient as well after his Inter days. So he's still performed well in League. Took a little tour of Europe by the looks of it. Played well. Didn't play too much for Inter the year after. But then, as I mentioned, he did move on to Lorient. Is there anything that sticks out to us here? He obviously won the leagues there. Again, won the Champions League and Serie A with Inter the year after. Didn't play much though, as we saw, but then was released, moved on to Lorient, and then retired the year after in France. So I don't know if there's no it doesn't look like he's actually had a job since leaving football and retiring. It hasn't been too long, I guess, but you'd expect him to possibly have something. Got a National C licence, a good player. Didn't necessarily do fantastically having left Man City, but it's kind of what you expect at the end of someone's career. So like I say, a great player, another player to definitely look out for on the game and worth a bit of money. We didn't see any transfers, but he does look like he may leave Man City on a free as his career comes to an end. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe. There'll be plenty more of these coming out, taking a look at a couple of Wonderkids throughout their years. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.